Well, what is up guys, Nelly here, and we are here on the screen where you choose your skills in Payday 2. This is still beta, so you cap out at level 25, you'll see in the bottom left hand corner the number of skill points and money I have. Now this is going to be, in my opinion, the best way to stealth the game, and this is the most important part of it. This is your skills. I'm in the ghost tree, I'm ready to buy all my new skills. One other thing to note is I do actually have a couple of points in Mastermind, and this is somewhat necessary. Firstly, you're going to want a fallback, so no matter what you're doing, you're going to want at least 2 of these, in my opinion. You know, unless you're playing consistently with a team of 4 guys who know they can synergize well, but you know, it's never a bad thing to have an extra med kit. I personally prefer the Enforcer's ammo, but the skill tree just doesn't suit stealthing. So, for stealthing, we're going to want a point in Mastermind, and then 4 points to ace the cable guy's skill. That'll give you 10 cable ties and really make a difference. I know when the game comes out, that's the first thing I'm going to try and get. Other things here can be useful for stealthing, the assets maybe, but a lot of these are sort of gimmicky. A lot of fun, but gimmicky. And you shouldn't really need stamina. Certainly not increases in it, really. Because I made that mistake in the ghost tree. But we're going to start putting points in here. So obviously you've got to start with ECM Jammer, because you need 1 point to get on the bottom tier. Now, I would really advise Dead Presidents. However, I no longer really need the money you're going to get from it. And also, not everyone on the team is aware that you have a ghost with Dead Presidents and he's going to be able to pick things up for more value for the whole team, then it becomes a little redundant, and not all missions even involve you picking up that sort of stuff. So this is what I picked up last time as well. I picked up first Stamina or Sprinter, which reduces your stamina regen time, which is a good skill, and I would advise it, but not for a pure stealth build like I'm doing right now. It's good for when you're moving bags, things like that. And if I had a point at the end, I would probably buy first Sprinter. If you can actually ace Sprinter, it's very good as well. But what we're going to do here is we're going to unlock Cat Burglar, and we're going to get Cat Burglar aced. Now I didn't ace this last time, however I believe the falling damage thing could be really useful for certain situations, and it's also good in general. There are times where you want to throw your bags off the edge of things, like in I can't think of the name of the mission, the one where you're in the van. Oh, it's awful. Watch Dogs, there we go. So like on Watch Dogs, you want to throw the bags off the edge. Well, it's quite a steep drop. If you jump, you're going to take a fair bit of damage, but with that, you're only going to take armor damage, which is really good. The custody time's just a bonus. You shouldn't be getting in custody if you're stealthing, so that shouldn't be too useful. But next, we're going to actually pick up 2 perks here. In fact, this row is very good. So we're going to start with Cleaner. God, I hope I have enough money for this. If I don't, I'm just going to talk you guys through it, play a few games, and then show the full build. You want to be able to bag and throw corpses. That can be useful. In the beta, not so much. There's not many occasions where you're going to need that. But if you watched my Jewelry Heist, very hard, full stealth, you'll see it can be useful. What now? We don't want to ace Chameleon. It's not a bad skill. It's a bit of a... It's not a helpful skill for the team anyway. But we're going to get first. So that opens this up. But we are going to want to get fast hands if possible. Now, it's not totally perfect for a stealth build, but fast hands is a really good perk. But here is where the important stealth stuff is. Enemies do not cry out when shot or meleeed to death. This stuff, SMG Specialist, I don't really even use SMGs in this game. Martial arts, not terrible, but I do like the fact that it says you take less damage from all melee attacks because of training. You just take hits harder. But we're gonna get that. We're gonna complete that. You're starting to get perks that cost a fair bit. The real money is gonna be when we try and get 4 points in one of these. I have 10 skill points left, so I'm gonna ace this. Okay, so I'm gonna have 6 skill points. I need 2 more skill points to get into this tree. So at this point, what you put your points in is totally up to you. I would advise Sprinter, even though it's not great for a stealth build. It's helpful. And absolutely whatever else you want. You know, a good idea maybe just to get ammo. Seeing as how none of those points are entirely beneficial, I was thinking maybe first dead precedence, but additional loot value isn't really worth it to me. C4 is not fantastic. Any of these worth putting a point in? Probably not. The experience stuff is pointless when you cap out at 25. Stamina, leadership. I'm saying either stamina or you drop a point in the enforcer skill. Now what am I saying? I actually need to put a point here, don't I? Apologies. In that case, let's get martial arts. Oh, no. We want martial arts, please. Okay, now here's where your decision gets a little odd. So the first time I bought this, just because I didn't realise the level cap was 25, I wanted when you get down you have a chance to get right back up. And I was really just following this tree religiously because I thought it would get me up to this faster Lucky Charm. Just because I'm a bit of an equipment whore. But now we're talking stealth builds, so you look at Silent Kill, you deal additional damage with all silenced weapons. Right, so do you need additional damage when you're using a silenced weapon is what I was thinking. Yeah, maybe. At times, it's really hard to hit the headshot and you're just going to spray the body, put 3 shots into the body. But I don't know exactly what the multiplier is. And also, you get a deal even more damage which you can't even reach. So to me, that isn't worth it. As much as you're going to be using suppressors, you need to, really. That extra damage would only be useful, in my opinion, if you mess up. And you don't want to mess up if you're stealthing. So I'm going to choose the EMC Specialist. Give me a second jammer, which, of course, I haven't entirely worked out every use for it. But as far as stealth build goes, putting out cameras, phone calls, things like that, ECM jammer is a good item. If you're going to be stealthing, you want one. Honestly, just if you're superstitious. I think it does better for me. Anyway, I'm just going to have enough money to complete this. So that is my full tree. I'll recap very quickly. We want a point in all of these. Of course, if you're new to the game, I'd advise getting at least 1 in dead precedence. That extra money is going to help you out and your team. But the skills we're acing are Cat Burglar for that fall damage, just because it's helpful. And we need points down in this tree. Cleaner, because it really is one of the main stealth skills, moving dead bodies to avoid detection. We want Fast Hands, because it's generally useful for a lot of missions in the beta. You're going to find it's going to help you with Watchdogs, even though it's not a stealth mission. It's going to help you with Jewelry Heist, anything where you pick things up quickly. And we're going to ace out Shinobi, probably the best stealth skill in the game. Enemies do not cry out when shot or melee to death. That is too good. So there are aced out skills, and then we're going to want the Ghost Unlock, of course. Sprinter first, Chameleon first, Martial Arts, because it's the best of the rest. And then ECM, sorry. What was I calling it? The EMC. ECM Specialist. So that is my build. There's one other thing I'd like to touch on before showing you some videos of this later on. And that would be the Enforcer skill. Transporter. You can throw bags further. Now this isn't necessarily a stealth build, but that is an incredibly useful skill throughout the beta. It really is. You can throw it a whole lot further if you don't want to get the cable guy. But cable guy is so useful. Instead of 2 you get 10. That's 5 times the cables. That is huge, and I would advise it. It is fully endorsed by myself. So that is our build. This is our guy. Weapon wise, you're gonna hope you get lucky. As hard as it is to say that, I always advise buying the locomotive. It's really good for the sort of all-out missions like rats and watchdogs. But I got, in my very first mission, I got a suppressor. I use it on the very first pistol. The pistol does no damage. It doesn't matter. You aim for the head, it's a one-shot kill on all the guards. As long as the police don't get called, you will have no issue. You can also get suppressors on your primaries. Now, I currently have absolutely the wrong, let's put that on, the wrong assault rifle equipped. The one you're going to want is probably the UAR. That's the lowest visibility, I believe. Let's very quickly change my equipment to the ECM jammer and go in the 2-piece suit. You'll notice the visibility absolutely shoots down. You put something like flat jacket on, you're full visibility. But you'll notice the difference when I toggle through my weapons. Evidently the UAR is the best. I believe the first rifle you get is also low visibility. I've sold that, so I can't really compare it. Don't go with shotguns, they're obvious. Don't go with the AKs, they're obvious. But other than that, you shouldn't have too many issues. I am previewing a weapon. Mask obviously doesn't matter. I quite like this mask, the cannula. I got chains, the infamous chains, and it's kind of pointless, really. I get the purpose of it, you know, you can customize Chain's mask, but I mean, if I wanted to look like Chains, I'd just pick Chains. And my personal preference is Wolf. So that is about it on my full stealth build. You're going to look something like this. 13 points in Ghost, 3 in Mastermind. It is such a pity we can't get more skill points. I'd really like to mess around with even better builds. But this is an optimized build, as optimized as you can get for stealthing about. If you have 2 guys running this, I would also advise, and now this isn't full stealth build, but I would advise somebody builds up to Mastermind. They get both Smooth Talker and Dominator. Because there are times and missions where you need to intimidate the guards, because if you knock them out, you kill them, their page will go off anyway. You can only knock out or kill 2 guards, so you're gonna need them to cuff themselves. It's essential. I would miss it out on my build because I have my friend who runs Dominator and Smooth Talker. But so long as somebody specs into Mastermind, it's another option. Just remember, never go pure one tree, or if you do, that's fine. But you're probably gonna have an easier time. If I had no points in this, I could get Silent Killer or 9 lives. I would have enough skill points, but Cable Guy is so good. So I would advise you follow this build or something similar to this build if you want to have an easier time stealthing. It's still not going to be perfect, and the stealthing is still relatively hard in this game. It's all luck of the draw with the mission you get given. I'm going to practice it all day long trying to get a full stealth on the bank robbery mission. Soloing that seems to be nigh impossible without a Mastermind, but we're going to give it a go. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.